All right, guys, good evening. Happy last day of March. So crazy. I hope everybody's having a good month end. We will try to keep this short and sweet because I know there are still people pushing for promotions. Colby's about to talk and signing 5 people right now. So it is chaos. But tonight, we really just want to talk about social media and what's working for different people. Different things work for everybody. And Amy and Colby both are really amazing at rocking their stories on Instagram. They're both really good at utilizing social media and going live every day. So, Amy, I'm going to go ahead and mute myself and let you take it over.
Alrighty. Hey guys, happy Sunday. Happy last day of the month. Congrats to everybody that's hit a bonus. This end of month has been in freaking sane and it just is so awesome to watch. So congrats to everyone. So for me, you guys, what has been working lately is I've been going live every day. And I recently just started doing this again because I kind of fell off posting a lot, and I know that going live works. So all last week I started doing morning chats. So when I'm driving into work, there's a point in my drive where it gets really trafficy and slow, so I hop on and I make sure everybody knows that because people freak out when you're driving. And I just share, I don't even talk about the business. What I've been doing, I don't even talk about products. I've been sharing something that I've learned in my self-development that day. So whatever YouTube video I was listening to or a book that I read, and some days if I don't get to my self-development in the morning, I quick look at Pinterest, find a quote, and I share that. That has been getting me a lot of interaction. Also, in my stories on Instagram, I've been doing a lot of that lately, and I realized how much hashtags get you traction or views, I should say. So Derek was recently diagnosed with celiac disease, and I, for the first time, just used gluten-free, and I told Michaela, Abrielle, and Chelsea, I'm like, you guys, I never get 100 views on my stories. And the gluten-free one got over 200, almost 300. And I was blown away. So I just said to my husband too, now that gives me a whole nother audience to open myself up to. And I think I might really just start doing more gluten-free cooking and just a lot of different things with that. So that's something to keep in mind. Hashtags. You can even come up with your own hashtag, something that people can start to follow. Also, I always try and use a GIF. Is that what you say? A GIF or a GIF, whatever. Something catchy. Polls, questions, anything that's going to get interaction.
I have a question.
Yeah.
On the hashtags, have you noticed if it makes a difference if you just type in the hashtag or if you use the hashtag button?
I use the hashtag button.
Okay, because I've heard that makes a difference if you use the button, but I didn't know if you tried either way, so I was curious.
Yes. Yeah, I don't think I've ever just tried typing it in. I always use the hashtag, but I was blown away. I'm like, why haven't I been doing this since he got diagnosed with it? Because it definitely works. I might just do small hashtags all the time. He has Down syndrome, maybe start doing that, and that will get way more attention. So I think that's really it for.
And what she said too about starting her own hashtag every week. So for our individual team, we do daily IPAs together. So a few of us have come up with an IPA list, and that day we'll send it out this is Sundays, Mondays, and each day is a little bit different. On Thursdays, we do what we call our gratitude day. So we make sure to talk about gratitude and how much we're grateful for, and it doesn't even have to be about the business. It can be about literally anything that you're grateful for. And I've noticed that even hashtagging Grateful Thursday or just gratitude makes a big difference. But come up with your own. We also do a Friday celebration where a lot of us get in our stories and we tell, a lot of us are moms. So we'll talk about what we're celebrating that week, whether it's you made the bed all week, or you literally just got the laundry put away that's been sitting at the end of the bed for days. And we do like the question box and just doing like hashtag Celebration Friday. I know Chelsea's gotten a ton of like interaction on doing those weekly. I have. So find something, like she said, that you can do every single week that's going to work for you. And it's going to kind of set you aside where people look for you. I use the hashtag Days with Daniels. Every single picture, every picture. And I have left out a few pictures, and I can see where somebody has went through and searched that hashtag because they followed me for so long, and where I forgot to put it, and then they missed out on that picture, whatever it is. So find something to brand yourself with. Real quick before I let Colby talk, the other thing I want to add on to is I recommend getting a calendar. So this is just like the April calendar. You can see I've started filling it out. I'm going to sit and do that tonight. But I feel like a lot of people, it's not that they don't want to post. They don't know what to post. They feel stuck. Life gets crazy. Kids get crazy, whatever it may be. So something I was talking to Chelsea about earlier today that I want to do is I'm going to get a calendar, and I'm going to write out what I'm going to post about that day. Whether that be an opportunity for that whole day. The next day is going to be all product. The next day is just inspiration. But in the picture, you could be able to see my DFT, even though I'm not talking about Thrive. But that's going to take the guesswork out of it for me. That's going to keep it to where I'm consistent and I'm posting every single day because I get busy and forget. But then I don't have to think about it. Oh, I need to talk about the opportunity today. Okay, I have stories that I have saved in my phone. I can go and post those. Whatever it may be, get yourself organized to where you don't even have to think about it. And it's not a question about what do I post? It's just, okay, what's the best time to post? Yes, like Abrielle said, a content calendar. She's the one who mentioned this a few months ago, and you guys, it will make a big difference.
Can I just add one more quick thing? You guys, be authentic, okay? That is huge. Be yourself. In this business, that's one thing that I know they talk a lot about is being yourself. Don't copy and paste. Don't steal other people's posts. Somebody wants to fall in love with you and who you are. And if you're having trouble, if you see something that Chelsea posts and you're like, oh my God, that's so amazing. Like, that's great. And you can get an idea from what she's posting, but don't take her post, put your picture on it and make it yours, because that's not authentic. Do you know what I'm saying? Just be who you are, because somebody wants to fall in love with you and not somebody else's thoughts and ideas. And if you're stuck, go to Pinterest, search quotes, search something that like you get a connection with and you can post about. That's just the one last thing I wanted to add in there.
With that too, though, and being authentic,
mm-hmm.
If they follow, who knows, and I don't know who you follow, who they follow, but say they do follow, Colby's right next to me on the screen. Say they follow me and they follow Colby, and they see Colby post something, and 5 minutes later they say me post it. Honestly, they're probably not going to sign up with either of us because they feel like we're all getting it from the same train. You know what I mean? And even if they did sign up with you, they're going to be disappointed in the long run because you're not who you're presenting yourself to be on social media. Something Rachel Hollis always says, and it has stuck with me, is she says that she doesn't want you to meet her at one of her events and be like, okay, like you're hilarious in your YouTube, but like, who the hell are you really? Because like, this isn't who you are. And like, that's what's going to happen. These people are going to build this bond with you. And if you're not who you present yourself to be, the relationship's not going to build like it should. You're not building people who you vibe with, and your team won't continue to grow. But Colby, do you want to go ahead? Are you good?
Yeah, I'm good. So just kind of go like off what you guys were saying. That was like my biggest thing is like being real. Cause like when I first started, now it's almost been a year, but when I first started with Lavelle, I was posting like graphics and like the stuff that like you can literally Pinterest, like the graphics and stuff, like quotes, completely different. Quotes are my favorite thing to Pinterest, but like that kind of stuff. And no, like I wasn't getting any interest. People were like, well, I've seen this 9 million times. The day I started posting my own stuff, my own like story for like with the products and like that kind of stuff was literally the day that like my business just like skyrocketed. Like people were like, oh my gosh. the day I got comfortable getting on my stories and talking to myself was literally like people respond back to me. I get on there. Not very many of you follow me on Instagram, but literally like my stories, I talk about everything, literally everything. There's not like one thing that you don't know about me, and not everybody's like that. And that's totally fine. Like, but that's like, I get so many people that message me and like relate to the stuff that I'm talking about because it's just real life. Like I just post my real life. Another thing is consistency. I like I said, I'm in my stories like every day. I try to post on my feed like at least once a day. I never post like my products. Like Michaela said, like if you just post a picture and like your DFTs in it or like whatever else, not talking about the product, somebody's gonna see that DFT and wonder what it is. So I just try to post about like my life on my feed, and like my kids, my husband, whatever it is. And then every so often, like Michaela's talking about like the Grateful Thursday and like an opportunity post and like that kind of stuff. I try to add in there without being like salesy or like annoying. And then, like I said, I'm in my stories all day long, whether it's like I try to post one of my 3 steps every single morning. And I've seen that like me being consistent doing that every single morning has gotten people to start asking me about it. Just the way that I talk in my stories, like I try not to be like negative about anything. Like every so often you'll hear me in there like ranting about something, but for the most part, like I try to like always make something good out of how my day has gone, no matter how it is. And then people will be like, holy crap, like what are you doing? How do you have that much energy? Like whatever it is. I literally just got a message about it today and she's about to order. So like, but she's been watching me for almost an entire year. So being consistent, talking about like just my life, seriously, just my life, has been like huge for me, and being very real and very open about like everything on it has helped. My other big thing is finding your audience, because at first when I started, I wanted to try to help everybody. I wanted to reach everybody, and that just doesn't work. Nobody's like, there's going to be some people that don't relate to you. And if you like watch, I'm big on Instagram. I love Instagram, and I'll watch my following go up and down. People will start following me thinking that I'm one thing or whatever, and then they decide that they don't want to follow me anymore, which is totally fine. Some people can't relate to me. Not everybody is going to relate to you. So finding the people who do, and I think after like a year, like I'm finally like, I got like my 3 things. I'm pregnant. I'm a mom of a toddler and a bonus mom of a 5-year-old, and I'm an Army wife. Those to me for the last few months have been like the biggest things that people can relate to. And so those are the things that I consistently talk about. And I build the relationships with people. I've had more people recently like message me now that my husband's being deployed, and like talk to me and like just really open up to me about stuff. And that to me is more than like a sale. Building those relationships with people is just like the biggest thing ever, because then later on, like I said, there's been people following me my entire journey with Flavel for this whole year, and they're just now ordering. They're just now reaching out to me and being like, okay, let's do it. So it's really like consistency is huge. I think I had more, but like Amy said, the polls and the question box, that gets me a lot of interaction. I think that's it.
Well, and like she said too, she doesn't throw up those graphics anymore, and she doesn't throw up Thrive in her page. If you go to my page, do I talk about the opportunity? Yes, in a roundabout way. Do I talk about what the products do for me or how good I feel? I do, but I don't throw it up Thrive. I spark interest. I use attraction marketing to get their attention, whether that be me taking a picture of myself and there's a DFT here and say, been up since 3 a.m. with the babies and still going strong. # you need this. People are going to be like, okay, like I know everybody on my Instagram, like she said, knows me. They know I have 3 kids, 6 and under. So they're going to message me. I follow moms. Moms follow me. They're going to be like, what is that? Like, what do you take? Because I know I did a thing the other day that was I asked in my story, do you guys want to see my morning routine? A lot of people said yes. I had that's the only vote I've ever had 100% yes likes on, or comments, whatever. So I did my morning routine, and my morning starts between 4 and 4:30, and I put the timer thing at the bottom there. And so many people messaged me and were just asking me, how do you get up that early? So just being genuine about your life and sparking interest, that's what's going to get people's attention, not throwing it up in their faces, because people don't get online to be sold to. They don't get on Instagram. I mean, maybe somebody does, but the majority of people don't get on Instagram and they're like, what can I buy today? I just got loads of money to spend. You know what I mean? Like, reality, that's not. But if they see you and they've built this relationship with you and they see what you're doing, like, people will want to be like you. They'll want to feel like you. They'll want to be able to keep up with their kids the way you do, or whatever your things are. There's even ways to post about that without throwing it up about the opportunity. Like, yesterday I posted something about, we all don't want to live a huge fancy life or travel the world, and that's okay. That's not what this business is about. It's about being the best badass you can be. Like, for some people, maybe it's not about that. Like, it is about those things. So you got to relate, but still spark that interest. I mostly do product posts in my stories. I very rarely will post a before and after. If I do, it's somebody on my team. It's one of my friends, somebody I know, because then I can tag them in it. Like, the other day, I posted Chelsea's the other morning, and I was like, and my best friend's results are my favorites. And then I tagged her in it. So people know I'm not just getting this random before and after that they're seeing 500 other people post. Like, okay, they see me and Chelsea tag each other in stupid freaking memes or whatever all the time, or they see us tag each other in, like, inspirational quotes. So they're like, okay, yeah, that is her best friend. I see her do it all the time. Dang, her results are awesome. She knows her. It really must work. You know what I mean? So it's just being personal and relating to people. The other thing I was going to recommend doing is, in the mornings, like I said, post it in your stories. So in the morning, post in your stories you taking your capsules, you drinking your shake, you slapping on your DFT. Just posting those things without saying anything consistently will spark interest, but it also shows people how simple the routine of it is, how easy it can be done, how easy it can be added. There's a few different apps that can make that pretty. There's the Unfold app, which is really pretty. There's the Storylux app and StoryArt. I know some of them have free templates, some of them charge. I have bought in 99-cent ones on Unfold. I don't really like Unfold because I feel like everybody's starting to use Unfold, and it's nice to get ahead of the curve and use something else. So when people see the Unfold app or they see this similar template pop up, they're like, here we go again. You know what I mean? Like, so I like to be ahead of the curve on that. So StoryArt has some really cool templates. Did you have to pay for those, Chelsea, or were those on there?
So they have some that are free that you don't have to pay for, and then they have some that are locked that you do have to pay for. But there's a good amount of free templates, and then once you click on one, there's different ones within that main one. So it kind of gives you like one, and then when you click on it, it gives you a theme. So there's several different options within one of them, so you can still make a story with different pages, I guess is the best way to describe it. But I haven't paid for any of the ones that I have on StoryArt
yet. You had a really pretty one the other day too.
Do what?
I said you had a really pretty one on StoryArt the other day too.
I'm still playing with it. I'm not used to it because I'm so used to Unfold. And so I'm trying to get used to a different one. And yeah, you can change the colors. There's a ton of fonts. There's just a ton of options with it. And I don't really know how much the ones cost that you have to pay for. I haven't really gone that far, but so I'm trying to get used to it before I actually pay for a template that I might use. But I mean, it's pretty cool so far. I mean, I like it. The only thing I don't like, I will say this, is that, you know how in Unfold you can create all one story, like add one and you can save a story. You cannot do that in Story Art. At least I haven't figured out how. You literally have to do them one by one by one. So it's more time consuming that way, but I mean, it's something new. So
I like Storylux. And the reason I like it, but it's the same thing that Chelsea said. You can't make the whole story at once. It's one at a time, click save. It is a few more steps, but I like it because I have a lot of my just normal pictures all have this now. It looks like the little Polaroid, but that's what I'm saying. You can just do that. You can literally post that. You don't have to add any wording, and people are going to be curious if you're doing that every day. Sometimes I'll add wording and describe it. Sometimes I won't. I mean, here's one where I did. It just says that I take them right when I get up. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's just like whatever works for you and switch it up every day. But I do think it's very important in this day and age, this time with Instagram, whatever you want to call it, to stand out. And is Unfold an awesome app? Yes, but a lot of people are using them. If you feel like you're seeing a lot of the same thing, Chelsea said earlier on here, enroll in the University of Pinterest, YouTube, Google. Get on there and look them up. How I found Storylux and Story Art was I had literally gone on Pinterest and said, apps for your Instagram stories. And tons that I had never heard of popped up. Some of them you had to pay for. I was like, I don't really feel comfortable doing that. But the ones that I didn't, I sure downloaded them just because if all spells, I'll just delete it. So if you feel like you're seeing the same stuff or you want something new that's going to stand out, get on there, do some research. If you've ever heard me talk about personal development, which I'm sure at this point you have heard me say you need to be doing 2 forms. The first is for yourself because you can only grow your business as much as your mind grows. But the second needs to be for your business. And even if that's taking 10 minutes a day, for me, I like to do it at night before I go to bed. I will get on my phone. It's kind of funny because my husband and I both have our time at night where we sit in bed on our phones. And I'll get on my phone and I just scroll Instagram algorithm 2019. Just different things about Instagram or attraction marketing 2019, human psychology, human communication, whatever that's going to grow my business. So I cannot stress that enough. Even if it's 5 to 10 minutes a day, pour into yourself on your business mindset because you guys, people pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to college, and a lot of people don't make what our millionaires in this company are making. What we have our hands on is huge, and the information is out there for free. Just get on and find it and be willing to search for it. So I think does anybody have any questions or anything to add? No.
I would like to say something just really quick. I know a lot of you guys kind of shared about Instagram, and I'm just curious if you guys that are watching or on the Zoom, I don't know why I said watching. I'm so used to going live. Oh my God. If you could just drop in the comments like a red heart if you are Facebook friendly or something else if you're not, like if you're Instagram or Facebook basically is what I'm curious to know. If because I am all the way Facebook. Do not go look and search for me on Instagram because I promise you will be disappointed.
But she kills Facebook, you guys, like none other.
It's so crazy. Okay, so a lot of people are okay.
A lot of people are Facebook.
Facebook.
A lot of
There's
Facebook.
a lot of people Instagram, I didn't think. Okay, so cool. I just like to share some pointers because I, like I said, am not huge on Instagram. You know, I forget about the dang app. I might post every 7 days, but Facebook is like where I am faithfully at every single day, all day. So anything that's going to help me, sorry, London, please. Anything that's going to help me not only grow my network, but grow myself, I am willing to do. And I just wanted to share some tips because there are a couple of new people on here, and I know us doing these Zooms together with different teams has been really helpful. And I don't think I've shared this yet, but this is kind of about stories. And I don't know if you guys know who John Eric is. He's like a Facebook, I don't know if he's Instagram, but I know he's for sure a Facebook guru. Like he knows every single thing about Facebook. And the other day he kind of did a live that I caught briefly, or actually I think it was just a post. I don't really remember. But basically he said, your stories are kind of up for like a 24 to 48 hour period. So it's super key if you want that engagement and you want that growth of viewers in your story, to make sure you have at least one story in your story at all times. And honestly, probably within the last, probably this year, starting in January, I really took into consideration from another leader who hopped on a Zoom training and talked about how stories are important. And I have a lot going on at home. So like trying to manage a Facebook story and an Instagram story just is not going to happen. So like I said, I faithfully stick to Facebook, and I have legit I try to at least do at least six stories a day on my Facebook, sometimes more, sometimes less. But I have noticed from the time that I started being super active in my stories until now, I went from like maybe 35 viewers max to now my stories are seeing like people are looking 100 plus people, basically is what I'm trying to say, are looking at my stories. So they might not engage with me on my actual timeline, but people like to keep things simple. I'm sure a lot of you sometimes get stuck in the scroll mode on Facebook, just scroll. So people really don't care for that. They might scroll for a couple seconds and then they go straight to the stories, just like they do on Instagram, because people like both. So when you have really good content in your story on Facebook, if you are huge on Facebook like I am, it's really important, just like all of these amazing people said on the Zoom tonight, to stay consistent with it. Keep good content in it, and it doesn't even have to be about Thrive. I like to every morning I will just wake up and kind of say something like, oh my God, you guys, I slept so bad. I had the weirdest dream. Like, this was my dream. I don't even know why. Like, just random stuff, wake up and just share something. And then I'm like, you know what? But thankfully, I have these bad boys talking about, our capsules, or I might not even do that part and I might just jump straight into my lifestyle mix. Whatever it is, I'm definitely trying to add at least one of the three steps, if not all of them, into my story. But then throughout the day, I am adding random stuff to my story that maybe is not even on my Facebook timeline. Yes, sometimes I do add stuff that I post on my Facebook timeline to my story as well, but I definitely try to mix it up. And I think Katie Muntz was the one that said this. Your stories are made to be looked at as a story. You're telling a story, you're sharing a story. You don't want it to be full of the same stuff that's on your timeline. So that's why I say it's really important to mix it up. Don't just share what's on your Facebook timeline. Now, when it comes to posting on my Facebook actual timeline, you guys, I'm really huge on attraction marketing, and I kind of learned, like, the last year for me, 2018 was definitely a huge, I want to say my word for 2018 was improvement, and this year is all about growth. And the amount of improvement that I did from 2017 to 2018 is incredible, you guys. And I am all about sharing that, because when I share that growth that I've experienced, or that improvement, I should say, in 2018 or in my past till now, that's allowing me to grow even further. That's growing myself. That's growing my business. And what you need to think about is, every single one of you, I think I've said this before, maybe not to you guys, but I've never said this. You need to remember and look back and think back to why you decided to sign up under the your upline. Like, why did you go to that person? What made you take the time to enroll with them or reach out to them or like their stuff or comment on their stuff and constantly look up to them, be inspired by them, whatever it is, there is a reason behind that. And you need to, not saying copy them, but I'm saying you need to take into play, like, okay, look, I like so-and-so because she was real, she was raw, she put her everything, her heart and soul out on paper, aka a status, and she's just one of a kind, so be that same person if that's who you want to be. If you like to cuss, don't hold back, cuss. If you like to drink, I hope if you don't have an issue, that's fine, but post about you like to drink. I like to drink too. Hey, like, find different ways. Like Colby said, you need to find a niche or a way to find your audience, find your mojo, what works for you, what doesn't work for you. I know what doesn't work for me. And that's constantly blasting not that it's wrong, because I love this company, I love our compensation plan, and I loved it. But I stopped posting about make $1,300 in 2 days. We have know this, know that, know this. Instead, I incorporated into a way that sounds like it came from my mouth. Like, look, I used to have to sit up and spend $20 a month. Like, girl, now I don't. I made this much. Now, I'm helping other people make this much. There's different ways to go about it by coming off as a sales pitch. So one of my main things that I try to help our team with is just really being super, super, super authentic, being yourself. Find a way. And it shouldn't take you more than like 5 minutes to come up with a post idea in your head and jot it down. Or that's why we have talk to text it into a text box. Talk how you talk onto a notepad in your phone so that it's coming out the way you talk. You know what I'm saying? My vocabulary is not up to par, so I'm not going to use a whole bunch of words that I don't even know how to pronounce. So I'm going to sound real, like myself, because I don't know a lot of words. So when you see me using these big words, or which you'll never do, but if you were to see me using these big words, that's not me, So, just stay to what you know. Share your story, where you've come from, where you are now, what the experience has done for you, your friendships, maybe if you've made a crazy amount of money or you've earned that bonus or whatever it is, your customers are happy. Share that, because that's what's going to draw people to trust you and to want to come to you when they are ready to, give this a shot. Not you being a magazine with different ads all over it. Not a person that's everybody's selling something. Everybody's trying to get you to buy something. So I simply just try my best to stay as real as possible. And it's not going to be easy. It's not going to like I said, it took me a year to figure it out. But since Michaela talked about it, I also really love the content calendar. That's maybe something that we can go over in Game Changers if you guys are interested. I know I did a Zoom about it. I've shared with our team about it, and it's super, super helpful, especially I don't even go to work, and I like to do it because just the amount of stuff that I have to do throughout the week and having a general idea of what I like to post about and how I like to post about it is amazing. So it definitely is helpful. But that's really all that I have to say. I'm 100% with everybody in what they said on the Zoom tonight. Staying real, staying true to yourself, being authentic, attract what you want to attract. What is it? You attract your vibe. So what's that quote? I don't even know.
Your vibe attracts your tribe. I can't even see either.
That's what she said. So don't be out there. You cannot post that you make thousands of dollars a month if you don't make thousands of dollars a month, because then people are going to be expecting to make $1,000 a month with you, and you're not even doing that. And they're going to be looking at you like, girl, what you mean? Like, where's money at? So let's just be real, be true to what you know. And I promise you, if you keep doing what we are all preaching to you and what your uplines and your sideline sisters and whatever you want to call us are telling you to do, take it in and put it back out there, it's really going to help you grow into an amazing leader and an amazing person, because I know 2018 was that year, y'all. I'm just kidding. No, but that's all. I think, oh, there's Michaela. Oh, hey, girl. I'm done.
I sent her to get on pajamas and then sprinted back because I didn't know if you would get my message or not.
Well, I was just telling them too. I think some of them are interested in knowing more about the content calendar. So I said maybe one of us, or mainly you, because you talked about it, can do something. I think I have a YouTube video that I did.
Oh, so you should
Or
just put
Zoom.
your YouTube video in the Game
What was the Zoom I
Changers.
did?
I think there's one in Game Changers.
It's really bad, probably because I was so nervous.
Well,
It's
not
because
bad.
my
Don't
person-
listen to her.
Didn't we record one that
I
you
did.
and Kristen
I
did?
know I posted about it. I know I made a post in Game Changer about it, and then people wanted to know more about it and how to do it. And then I did a Zoom on it. So I have to see if it's on the YouTube. Oh, thank you, Jackie. I have to see if it's on the YouTube channel, our YouTube channel.
Because I know I recorded one that you and Kristen did too one night, I think, for one of our Zooms.
Oh, I think that one was the what you call it? What's that thing called? Dream board.
No, I think we have a Facebook one. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a crazy person. Who knows?
Aren't we all? But yeah, that's all I had to say. I hope that was helpful. I know what everyone talks about every Sunday is always helpful for me. The growth is there. So that's all. I'm going to mute myself now. I don't know where Michaela went. I think she was done too.
I think we're done. I think once I drop off, the recording's going to stop. Does anybody have any other questions that they want to throw in the chat really quick before we jump off?
I don't think so. I just
Okay. Well, I'm going to go ahead. I'll jump off of here. It'll stop recording, and then I will get this uploaded tonight, if at all possible, and then it will go up into the announcements section of Game Changers under the Sunday night Zooms.
Yay. Bye, guys.
Bye. Y'all have a good night.
Bye.